Hi there, welcome to my Vision News. Is Ethiopia Eritrea war imminent? Some news outlets are publishing articles, doing videos as if the war is inevitable and imminent. We have seen an article on The Economist. Then some news outlets, YouTube channels did videos. A prosperity party backed analyst very close to the Prime Minister of Ethiopia spoke 3 days ago about the possibility of a new war. I wanted to share my analysis with you. My analysis of Ethiopia Eritrea bilateral relations. Are they heading towards a confrontation? Is a war imminent? Before that, one important clarification. Since yesterday, it is being claimed that Eritrea has closed its airspace to Ethiopian airline. You know that Eritrea and Ethiopia, Eritrean government and Ethiopian airlines are involved in a dispute. Eritrea banned Ethiopian airline from flying to Eritrea, but it was not banned from using Eritrean airspace. It can use the airspace to go to other countries. It can fly over Eritrea. It is being claimed that now the airspace has been closed as well. Eritrean airspace cannot be used as a transit by Ethiopian Airlines. Is it correct or not? And we know what the dispute is. The dispute between the Ethiopian Airlines and Eritrean Social Authority now is about dues. Eritrea is demanding more than 3.7 million US dollars from Ethiopian Airlines. Dues, part of dues is from 1998 and 1999, and part of the dues is from recent Ethiopian Airlines operations in Eritrea. Eritrean government claimed that the luggage of passengers was lost and damaged. That is why Ethiopian Airlines should pay damages. So dispute is there. But when I saw reports in social media that Eritrea has closed its airspace to Ethiopian Airlines, I tried to verify it. I could not verify it. In fact, I saw some flights of Ethiopian Airlines using Eritrean airspace yesterday. I confirmed that. Yes, majority of Ethiopian Airlines flights is not using Eritrean airspace. It is avoiding the airspace. Sudanese airspace is not safe as well for Ethiopian Airlines. But again, I'm saying the news is not correct. It's not that Eritrea has completely banned its airspace to Ethiopian Airlines. It might happen. Maybe some ultimatum has been given. That is why Ethiopian Airline has reduced its flights passing through Eritrea. But as I said earlier, I confirmed some flights of Ethiopian Airlines which passed through Eritrea yesterday, day before yesterday. Rumors are being spread as if a war is about to break out. Now, Economist wrote an article. It was published this week, and the writer claimed that war is inevitable, war is imminent. Why? Because according to the writer, Eritrea feels betrayed. It feels that Pretoria was a betrayal by PM Abiy's government. And then PM Abiy government's narrative about access to sea is another stab in the back. That is why Eritrea has aligned itself with Fano. Both Amhara, Fano, and Eritrea are disgruntled Ethiopian past allies. So war is imminent. Then several news outlets did videos on that. Siom Tijome, we know, is Prosperity Party backed analyst close to the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, and he built a picture of the coming scenario 3 days ago. And he concluded that war will happen between the two countries. He claimed that Eritrea is arming Fano fighters, and Eritrea is blocking Ethiopia from gaining access to sea. Even if Ethiopia gains access to sea through Somaliland, Eritrea won't stop destabilizing Ethiopia. That is why war is imminent. Ethiopia will have to reclaim a support. That is the way to stability. This is what he said. And then we saw rumors about the closure of closure of Eritrean airspace to Ethiopian airlines. Now, what is real situation? Whenever wars happen, generally militaries make preparations. If a country wants to wage war, other country, generally militaries are put on high alert. Rival countries' capabilities are analyzed. Tactics are decided. Military is deployed to strategic locations. Heavy weapons are transported to strategic places. Your air assets, your ground naval assets are put on alert. It does not happen overnight. Wars don't erupt overnight. Generally, are we seeing anything on Ethiopian side or on Eritrean side which is extraordinary in terms of military activities? I mean, did anyone see mobilization of Ethiopian military towards Eritrean border? I have not seen that. Yes, we have seen the mobilization of Ethiopian military towards Somalia. Somalia-Ethiopia border is conflict area. Ethiopia does not want to withdraw from there. That is the flashpoint for this region. Eritrea, Ethiopia border, nothing is happening there. In fact, Ethiopia withdrew its forces from some areas from Eritrean border in Tigray. What about the movement of Eritrean military? Same situation there on Eritrean side of the border. No mobilization, no movement of any type. So we cannot say that there is even a slight indication of likely eruption of a war in coming days, weeks, or months. People are drawing conclusions based on bilateral relations. They believe that since the two countries have lost communications, leaders are out of touch, gradually they are getting out of touch, war is imminent. That's a wrong way of concluding things, I think. If two countries are out of touch, if their communication networks have been cut off, it does not mean that war is about to break out. We should not jump to this conclusion. That's, I think, very inappropriate conclusion. We can only say that bilateral relations could worsen. And generally, before direct wars, proxy wars start. Generally, the countries try to back proxies against each other. Internal proxies or external proxies. So far, Ethiopia is fully focused on access to sea. Eritrea definitely standing up to Ethiopia there. Ethiopia not happy with the way Eritrea is hosting Somalia and Egypt. Definitely Ethiopia not happy. It does not mean that Ethiopia is going to invade Eritrea tomorrow or even next week or next month. What Eritrea is doing, Ethiopia will counter it definitely. How? It will try to break the alliance, Eritrea, Egypt, Somalia alliance. It will try to find allies. It might go for several other moves, which we can talk about in some separate video. This formation of an alliance or banning of Ethiopian airlines from flying in Asmara does not mean that war is. And we must not forget that when Eritrea joined the war in 2020, it joined the war basically to crush TPLF. TPLF and EPLF are past allies, but they turned into rivals. It wanted to crush TPLF. Yes, it was hoping that Tigray fighters would be disarmed after. Eritrea was not against Pretoria, I believe. It was against the way Pretoria was implemented. Eritrea wanted disarmament of Tigray fighters, dissolution of TPLF. It did not happen. Definitely, Eritrea now is not happy with the way Pretoria was implemented, but it did not oppose Pretoria as an agreement. Now, the current situation in Tigray is not alarming for Eritrea. I mean, Tigrayan political military elite is faced with the worst internal divisions. Eritrea does not need to intervene in Tigray and Ethiopia to weaken Tigray. EPLF already weakened. It's fighting for survival. It is trying to maintain its unity. Why would Eritrea try to involve itself while it knows that already they are fighting against each other? And as I said earlier, Ethiopia is focused on Somalia, Somali region, Egypt coming there. Ethiopia wants to stop Egypt from setting foot there. I don't see any war coming. Yes, bilateral tensions are there. So far, no war, no peace scenario, which will continue unfolding between the two countries. Suppose that Ethiopia Somalia dispute is not solved uh, and war breaks out, though it's not very likely. Because this is what the Prime Minister of Ethiopia said a few hours ago. He said that we don't want war or any war. We want access to sea, but not through war. Even if Ethiopia-Somalia war broke out, Ethiopia would not like to open all fronts by invading Eritrea. So those who are jumping to conclusions, I think they are extending the limits of their imagination. Otherwise, nothing is happening on the ground pointing towards an imminent war between the two countries. Thanks for watching.